Good evening, gentle listeners, and welcome to Distractible, a Wood Elf production with your hosts, Misanthropic Mark, Bilious Bob, and Whoopin' Wade. This week, the hilarity hastens hard as the handsome humanitarians are haughtily hamstrung. Yes, it's time for We Got Screwed. Please prepare thy condolences or pitchforks and enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Distractible. I'm your host today. I'm Wade, joined by my friends Mark and Bob. Hello, boys.
Hello.
If you all are new to the show, the way this works is last week we had a host. The winner was me. This week I'll declare a winner, and basically we just kind of talk about whatever we feel like. I assign points. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. Except for the one episode where I decided it was golf rules and whoever had the lowest points wins. So I guess the judge makes up all the rules.
You know what I found out recently? I was looking on the Distractible subreddit, and there was someone that made a spreadsheet of all the points and winners assigned in every single episode thus far.
Oh god.
And they update it every week. I've been following.
Yes.
Oh no.
You have been following.
Yes.
Yeah, and I talked to Amy about this because it was very confusing because, Wade, who do you think has the least amount of wins?
Oh man. I have no idea. I feel like we've hosted relatively equally, so I don't know.
Okay. Bob, you said you saw the spreadsheet.
I think I know.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's currently me, isn't it?
It is.
Aren't you and Wade tied for first, and I have like 3 less or something?
I think as of this episode, Wade might be in first place, which is stunning.
Well, wait,
Isn't
hold on.
it?
Now, hold on. Now, wait, why is that stunning?
Isn't it stunning? Isn't it stunning?
It's absolutely mystifying.
Well, now I'm the judge, you assholes. Why is that
feels
stunning?
somehow completely undeserved, you know?
Right.
Just because I've been underappreciated for the better part of a decade for my superior humor doesn't mean I deserve less wins.
Just completely dissociated from reality, like in some pocket universe. Like the data shouldn't line up.
This really is the worst timeline now that Wade has won the most episodes of Distractible. Forget the state of the world.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there in terms of like winners and losers. Through all the weird ways that we have calculated points, it has somehow led to this outcome. It's just interesting. I make no commentary on it.
Oh, I don't like the way you both jumped on the bandwagon of, oh, I can't believe it's Wade of all three of us. I've seen the polls, and everyone says Wade's the worst of the hosts. How could he win?
They do all agree. That's true. That's true.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. Your words and not mine.
Except for the 5 people that respond to him all and defend me. My alternate accounts.
Anyway, that's my tidbit of the day.
This is why I don't keep up with analytics. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll see if Bob can start catching up today, or if he will continue to be at the bottom of the winners poll.
Yeah.
Despite him having the most famous episode of them all.
The best episode, you could say.
By the analytics, accordingly.
Yeah.
I have small talk.
Yeah.
Oh, by all means, how do you want to disparage me to start this?
No, it's disparaging myself. Listen.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
So the other night, went to bed. Usually the way we go to bed, Mandy goes to sleep before I do. I'm kind of a late person. I'll stay up and like watch YouTube or whatever, watch something on my phone. And so she went to bed, and then a little bit later I came to bed and seemed totally fine. I slept through the night. I actually slept okay, but I woke up feeling kind of tired. And I woke up, and Mandy woke up next to me and was like, she looked exhausted. She looked like she didn't sleep well. And I was like, oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you how'd you sleep? Like, and she's like, I did not sleep so good. Damn, that sucks. I'm sorry. Something happened. And she was like, yeah, you were farting so much. And it smelled so bad. I couldn't sleep. I apparently used chemical weapons against Mandy and the dog. I don't know what happened. I didn't eat anything that weird, but literally we woke up and she had a bad day because she was exhausted because my farts were so rancid that she like turned fans on and was like trying to like poking me to get me to roll. I don't know what happened, but apparently I'm disgusting.
Oh.
You ever been there? You ever felt like that?
I thought this was disparaging. It feels like you're complimenting yourself.
I'm disgusting. Hooray.
You've got weapons grade flatulence. That's good.
Yay.
Yay.
Anyway, That has lived in my head since she woke up and told me that, because I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's unclear to me, but I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't have anything as earth-shattering as that in my day-to-day life at the moment, but I'm sure it will come up.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. But
Do I get points for that?
oh yeah, since Mark didn't and you do, yeah, sure. You know what? 2 points.
Yes.
Since I didn't get points and he gets points? Was that the logic?
Yeah, well, if I do get points, then I get points, obviously.
Well, no, since you didn't have anything interesting in your day-to-day life and he did.
Oh, I brought up the thing about how you're the number one.
You can't backpedal now.
That was my day-to-day
No,
thing.
just come on.
No, that was my thing.
That's true. You know what? That's true, Mark. 2 points. But also you were shocked that I was the winner, so minus 2 points. So Bob, you're still ahead by 2 points.
Oh, I can't believe that you had that reaction, Mark. That's so rude.
I think it was more of like I was stunned, than shocked.
Shaken to its very core might be the most accurate
Wow,
way.
nice use of synonyms.
Hey, each word has meaning. Just because it's a synonym doesn't mean that they don't have different nuances.
They imply different things.
Yeah, and they both hurt, Mark. They both hurt.
No. You can be. I was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted when I saw the data. How about that? Does that make you feel
I
better?
feel like you're the me of this episode. Minus 2 more points. You know what? Go to -2 to start.
Ooh, hit me again.
Fine, I will. -6 points.
Oh, give me a nut.
Man, I've never been the weight of an episode before. That's very interesting to me.
Oh,
I
well,
should
if you
try that
want to win,
sometime.
clearly.
No, not now. Later, some other time.
Oh, okay.
It gives you a sense of freedom, Bob. I'm actually kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Letting go of all care. And probably I'm going to start winning now.
It
Magically.
really opens you up to just talking about whatever comes to mind whenever you feel like you're already out of the running for the win.
Yeah, man. No, this is great.
It's freeing. It's like taking off your underwear and running through a field of tall grass. It's like there could be ticks and crabs, but crabs? Maybe. But you never know what you're going to get. Don't think about it. Just go with it.
Oh yeah, I'm just laughing.
thinking
I'm just
about it.
enjoying it. I'm not analyzing that.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from the #1 overall winning contestant of this show. It makes sense.
Uh-huh.
That is a fact. That's a scientific fact.
Now, why didn't we reset the bracket with season 2?
Oh, I guess we could have. Yeah, then I can win all over again.
And we'll get it for another season. We'll put that off.
I think if we ended it at the end of season 1, Mark was winning, if I remember correctly. So.
Oh, we should keep the tally going. Then we should end it now. What if we call it right now?
And you were in last. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one point.
Mark,
you were
and I
in
were
last.
on top, and we were like tied, and you were leading by 1 on and off for a while, and Wade was like lagging behind by a few, and now I'm Wade.
Well, you know what happened, Bob, and you know what you can channel is you guys brought it up, and you talked about the losing streak I was on, and it really gave me that fuck you energy, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna win now. Fuck you guys, and here I am at the top.
You really thrived
right.
in that episode. I gotta be
You
honest.
did. I was flabbergasted. See, it's a positive thing. It's a positive thing.
I was shooken.
Yeah. Turns out I'm a real asshole when I want to be, and that's how I win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for.
But instead of me being the asshole, I think today we're going to talk about whenever other people were the asshole. Times I had an experience a little while back with a veterinarian, and just that really set my mood. It's been sitting on me for a while, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the burden off, and we're gonna go ahead and rant about times we've been screwed over. And to kick it off, I guess I'll share my quick story, and then you guys can have the rest of the time to debate yourselves. But since I brought it up, I figure I should probably share it. Ginger had to have back surgery a little while back, and thankfully she's been doing really well. But during the midst of her back surgery, she also had a lump under her left arm that they removed. And then that incision got a little infected, so we had to put her on an antibiotic. And at the same time, she started to develop an ear infection, and the medicine we had for ears expired literally the day that she was showing issues. So I tried to call the vet, and I was like, hey, we need to get another bottle of medicine. The one we have expired. Can we just renew this prescription? I don't really want to bring my dog around everywhere because she just had surgery, and I feel like transporting her around unnecessarily would be a bad idea. And the vet says, not the vet, the receptionist, whatever, answered the phone. It's like, yeah, let me put you on hold for a quick second. Like, yeah, sure, no problem. 40 minutes passed.
Oh, whoa.
And on top of that, this is not like 40 minutes of music playing. This is 40 minutes of every 3 seconds. We appreciate your business. Thank you for waiting. A veterinarian assistant will be with you in just a moment.
I hate
Ding,
that.
ding, 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 ding. Thank you for waiting. A veterinarian assistant will be with you.
Yeah.
In
Oh.
few seconds, that message like on repeat for 40 minutes. And at the 40-minute mark, I don't know what their reset. I think every 20 minutes, like if they retry to call or something, like it re-rings their phone. So 19, 20 minutes in, it re-rings the phone, goes right back to the answering whatever. 40 minutes, it goes to call, and then it just hangs up. So I call back. The same person answers. Well, thank you for calling. What can I do for your pet today? Hi. Yeah, I was the person on hold for 40 minutes. I literally said that. About my dog and her ear infection. Oh, yeah. What did you want again?
Oh no.
And I was trying to be courteous, but it was one of those, like, through my gritted teeth of holding back all of the horrible things I wanted to say because my dog is in pain. And after that, 40 minutes of my time was wasted. At this point, they're in the brink of closing the store. So it's like, is the vet even still in? So she's like, yeah, okay, the ear infection. Give me 1 second. Let me put you on hold. And I was like, wait, but they put me on hold before I could even get that out.
Oh no.
And then she comes back after, let's call it a minute. It wasn't as long, but it was still longer than I wanted it to be. A minute. Yeah, we're going to schedule an appointment. You know, we've not seen your dog in over 6 months, so we can't just do that. 6 months? My dog just had back. You saw her like 2 weeks ago. Oh, but we haven't seen her ear in 6 months.
Oh.
You gotta look in the ear.
Yeah. Ear, very different, very unusual anatomy in that ear.
We are no longer using that vet.
Yeah.
That was the final straw for me. This is the same vet that told my sister earlier this year that her dogs were dying of kidney failure when it turns out they had some mild dehydration issues and they're fine.
Oh.
Another vet. She got a second opinion. But they basically were like, yeah, I don't know if you want to schedule your 6-month dental cleaning or your yearly dental cleaning for your dogs because they're dying. Excuse me?
Bad. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah, and the follow-up opinion was, it was mild dehydration. So yeah, they jumped straight to death of kidney failure, and for our dog, I guess they were just like, ear infection, we don't have time for that. I'm sitting here answering the phone, putting people on hold. I got more people to put on hold. 40 minutes, dude, 40 minutes. And then they answer right away when I call back and had forgotten me.
Well, they obviously were very busy that day.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Lots of kidney failures.
Yeah.
It's, you know how hard it is to tell every person you see that their dog is dying of kidney failure without even checking. You just have to tell them right to their face this horrible news.
Yeesh.
They're like, ear infection, that's not drastic enough. We need some drama. What's oh, your dog got hit by a bus today? Oh, it's dying. What'd your dog do? Oh, it's infected tooth? Death. We can put it down right now. Bring it in. We've got extra syringes of murder fluid. Please come in.
Not good when the vet shows up for a house call and all they brought was their travel euthanasia kit.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your dog? Oh, she's like, her leg, she's limping. I don't know if she broke it or something. Oh, I can put her down. I'll get rid of that for you. Like, whoa, it's a puppy. It's a long life. Just fix her leg.
Do you remember, what was the professor's name in Harry Potter? Like the crazy one that made all the predictions? What was it?
Trelawney?
Trelawney, yeah. So like the veterinarian back there, as soon as you walk in the door, turns around with those big Coke bottle glasses.
You're in danger.
The Grim. I looked in your dog's ear.
The tea leaves show death.
Your dog looks like a dog. The Grim.
I just brought her in because she's slightly been overweight. I want to talk about changing up her diet. Oh, it's too late for that.
Your dog.
The dog's sitting there, and then it's the actual sound from TikTok that you just hear like.
I was hoping you could just expelliarmus some of the weight off or something. No, but we have extra syringes of Crucio.
God, you close the door, you just hear, the dog who lived come to die. The whole door just shakes.
God. Dude, I think somebody should start a millennial targeted Harry Potter themed Jenny Craig style weight loss clinic.
Oh man, I can't wait to go to Death Eater Clinic
called Expelli Tummy.
Oh, I thought you were
Expelli Tummus?
Expelli
Expelli Bum Bum? I don't know. There's something in there.
Yeah, you know, those millennials, they fucking love Harry Potter.
They love that Harry
They
Potter
live and
shit,
die.
man.
I mean, we millennials, I guess, but not us millennials. The other millennials.
I mean, I do enjoy Harry Potter, but I wouldn't sign up for that. But like, that probably exists, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it at the time.
You know what? I'm just gonna Google it. Harry Potter weight loss.
Dog has some anal gland issues. You take it and just like Severus, please.
If you Google Harry Potter weight loss, you get pictures of the kid who played Neville Longbottom and how he went from being kind of a pudgy young kid to being the handsome, sexy guy in the last couple movies that everyone was all, oh, nice.
Well, clearly we have to add the word clinic at the end. Nope.
What? Wait, what?
That didn't do it.
Just all pictures of Harry Melling, just that guy. Oh wait, he's the Dudley Dursley guy.
Dudley Dursley.
Oh man, he hotted up too. Look at this dude.
Dudley Doodley.
Okay, I'll specifically search for Harry Potter weight loss clinics near Cincinnati, Ohio.
I don't feel like that's
Nope,
gonna.
none. I'm shocked.
I don't feel like that's gonna get you anything.
That didn't work? Oh, damn shame. Damn shame.
All right.
It could be the first.
This episode of Distractible is sponsored by BetterHelp. Life can be a lot. You can get burnt out pretty easily.
Yeah, but that's by design. It's just like it's supposed to be that way. You know, you're supposed to feel like a lack of motivation or like helplessness or fatigue. I feel it all the time, every day, and I'm just like, nah, just what it is.
I don't think it has to be like that.
Yeah, there's ways out of it. You don't have to sit there feeling burnt out all the time.
No, I read the manual of life. So the first page, whatever pain you feel is pain that you're supposed to feel. And I took that and I was like, okay, better pile on more pain. I'm not a masochist, but you know, better like.
I'm not a masochist, but I really like the way this hurts.
That's not what I said.
That's just saying what you didn't
That's
say.
not what I said.
I read between your lines.
There's no lines.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, I feel like the suffering that I'm enduring, if I'm there, I'm not saying I might as well enjoy it. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I said. But I'm saying like, if it happens, it happens.
No. There's help. You can get help.
You could get BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and live chat sessions with your therapist. You don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
And how are they going to hurt me?
No, well,
No,
see, that's
help.
the thing.
How are they going to help me hurt?
BetterHelp, not more hurt. BetterHelp, less hurt.
Well, I don't know if I want that.
You do.
You do.
You really do.
Okay. I get what you're saying. So if I don't want to see them, they got like some kind of a blindfold, you know, or maybe like a gag or something.
You can do it from your phone, your computer. You could do it from where you're at right now. You don't have to go anywhere.
No bondage equipment required.
Who said anything about bondage?
It's affordable, more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched and start communicating in under 48 hours. Plus, Distractible listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/distractible. That's BETTERHELP.com/DISTRACTIBLE.
All right. Well, I do have a recent, recent, it's been ongoing, but I do have a recent thing where I got screwed a lot that only resolved literally last week. Like not at the time of this recording, maybe when people hear it, it was a little early, but for us right now, literally last week, I finally got this resolved. I would call this one, pharmaceutical purgatory.
Okay, pharmaceutical purgatory.
I'm struggling to come up with a new one for this. Am I allowed to cash in on everyone's enjoyment of my fridge story? You're
You're just gonna retell it, or is there like some new stuff going on, or just...
Nothing new happened.
You just revisited like I've been doing for the games I play.
So I went to Lowe's and
Yeah, go on. I'm into
and I
it.
needed this fridge. Look, I have several pretty good stories because I told you guys this story about the flight out of Vegas too, right?
Yeah.
Trapped in the airport like overnight sort of deal.
I think so. Did you tell it on Distractible?
I think I told it on like a live stream back predating Distractible.
This is the ultimate Bob's test. Is like whether or not he's told this before.
No. So I don't have that many stories. Come on.
You guys have a lot more than I do.
Mark can go. I concede. Mark can go first. I need
Oh,
time.
well,
I
thank
was
you.
gonna have Mark go first anyway because you didn't give me a title, but more importantly, everyone loves your fridge so much that I gotta keep our retention levels up. So if Mark goes first, I know that we'll keep people longer for your fridge.
Yeah,
Oh,
as soon as
okay.
I'm done with
Yeah.
my shitty story, we're gonna have the real content of the Bob's Fridge update, part 2. It gets even crazier.
Doctors hate it, not clickbait. Click to find out why.
Yeah, better watch to the end of the episode.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well,
Uh-oh.
it All right.
You each get 2 points for whatever.
What? But I go first.
All right. Yeah, I earned that.
Well, yeah, you get the chance to earn more points. But Bob's talking about his fridge. That's automatic 2 points.
You're right. What was I even thinking?
Yeah.
I'll try to keep this short, Bob.
Don't worry, you're only down by 6. You got this.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man. This whole story starts back in September of last year. But to get full context, just a few things of early information. I have ADHD. I was diagnosed when I was 21, late in life, but it was mostly just because as a kid, I didn't really know what ADHD was. And then when I was a teenager in high school, I had an inclination that I might, because I had a lot of trouble like focusing and doing work. And like whenever I tried to like do something, I would just kind of fall asleep. And it didn't matter how much I wanted to do something. If it like took work, it was just almost impossible for me to do anything. And it was incredibly frustrating. So finally, when I went to college and I was on my own, I was able to be like, I'm just going to go get tested, see what happens. I got tested. I think they said it was in the red. If there's like a gauge and a needle, it's like all the tests that I take, and there's like a series of different concentration tests. Every single one was like, you passed with flying colors. You are so deep into ADHD. I was like, wow, okay, that answers a lot of questions. So part of my therapy, in addition to other like habit changes that I did, I got a medication. So I've been taking Adderall since my diagnosis. So for about 10 years, I've been taking Adderall. Okay, that's not abnormal. That's fine. I got up to a therapeutic dose. That's fine. It's what it is. It's what my doctor recommended. This is a key component to this. Me and my doctor have been in constant communication. I've actually had a few different doctors, and we've always been in constant communication because that's how medicine should work for these therapies, right? You'd expect that.
Sure, yeah.
So since I've been taking it for 10 years, I was reaching the point where the option was either go up in dosage or try a new medication for therapy reasons, because the same medication that I've been taking for a long time, you know, it stops being effective or as effective because of tolerances, all these different things, longevity, my brain changes. There's a bunch of different factors. I don't know them all because it's a communication between me and my doctor. So I find out about this new medication that's coming out. It has good reviews. It's like, I want to switch from it. Oh, should I give the name to it? It doesn't matter. It's
Subtractinone?
What?
Attentional.
These are all great names, and they were wonderful. But it's this medication called the Stars. I read reviews about it. It's all these weird medication names are bizarre. Don't ask me the spelling because I wouldn't fucking know. But I wanted to try it. I had good reviews, talked to my doctor, seemed like it was a good fit for me. He said, okay, let's try this medication. I'll write you a prescription for a 2-week prescription, and then we'll go from there and evaluate. You know, normal talking to doctor things. So I take this prescription to my pharmacy, CVS. It's the one nearby. And I submit the thing, and they're like, oh, never heard of this one before. We'll order it, and it should be ready in a few days. Sure, perfectly normal. This was in September of last year.
Oh, that was a while ago.
That was 1, 2, 8 months.
You did say it took a while.
Yeah, as of right now, it's May. And as of right now, I got this prescription last week. The first time that there was a problem, because I submitted on like a Thursday. So the following Monday, I still haven't heard anything from CVS. So I call and I'm like, hey, did you get that prescription in? And they said like, and I said,
wrong answer.
Yeah.
Let me put you on hold for a minute. I'll find out.
So I'm like, oh, do you know why?
Cool.
Literally the answer I got. I'm not exaggerating. When I asked them why it didn't come in, they said,
I don't know. Don't know why it didn't come in. We'll try to order it again.
Well, it's a good thing it's not an important medical prescription. It was just a frivolous, fun prescription. So, you know, you're fine. You'll be fine.
That is exactly the situation I was in because I was running out of my previous, like, prescription. I only had so many pills left. And that's a problem. But I was like, okay, order again. I got a few days left. I should be fine. Next day comes around. They said, we'll order it. We'll put it priority. It should come in tomorrow. Great. Tomorrow rolls around. I call again. You got it?
No.
Do you know why?
No.
Okay. all right, starting to become a problem here.
Is this the same person answering every
Same
time? It's like this
person.
person reading a magazine,
I
like not
love
even
that.
looking at your account.
And it is the same amount of indifference. It is just like, nah, I'm busy. Like, I can't look into it. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of important. I need to know if you have this. Do I need to transfer this to another pharmacy? What's the order of things here? It's like, well, because of what it is, you can't transfer it. We can't transfer it. You have to get your doctor to write a new prescription. It's like, okay, can you try to order?
What the hell is that?
It's because like ADHD medication is like a controlled substance.
Oh,
like
dang.
so it's like category 2. So there's
so they don't want you calling it into like 6 places and like getting all those prescriptions at once. Okay.
Which
I guess that makes sense.
I totally understand. And that's what I'm thinking this is all about. Like, okay, there must be something about this. So I'm like, okay, can you try to order it again? Like, hopefully it's just an inventory issue and whatnot. And then like, please, like, this is very important. I need it because I need to know if I need to get a different prescription to fill the interim. Like, it's important. And they're like, okay, we'll order it again. 3 days pass. Like, I'm on my last pill at this other person. I'm like, please, did you get in? And it's like,
Nah, and we're not gonna order it anymore because it doesn't keep you coming in.
and I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Does this person also work at a vet clinic? Because they sound very familiar.
Yeah, I'm just like, what do you mean? I never get upset on customer service stuff, but I could not fathom why it is. And it's like they said, we don't know, there's no answer. Like, just the supplier didn't order it. And I'm like, what do you mean the supplier didn't order it? What are you talking about? And then finally, I go to the store. I literally go to the store and I confront the same person I was talking to on the phone. I'm like, please tell me what is the problem. And the problem was that because it is a new medication, my insurance couldn't cover it until there was a prior authorization, which is a factor in these things. It is a factor.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that it needed a prior authorization, which they would ordinarily tell you long ago, because then they would look and they would see insurance didn't pay for it and stuff like that. So I said, fucking fine. Okay, I'm going to go to my doctor and he will submit a prior authorization, which is the most absurd thing in the world, because what it is, it's the insurance company just saying like, we don't know if you really need this medication. We need to hear from your doctor that you actually need it. And I'm like, didn't my doctor write on a very special piece of paper that no one can duplicate that my name is on it, needs this medication? That's what a prescription is. Why would they write it if I didn't need it?
Oh, listen, you may have gotten it prescribed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessary.
I know. And the thing
Your
is,
doctor's just maybe he just wanted you to have a fun weekend, or he's trying to hook you up, get you so you could sell it on the street, make a little extra cash. I don't know.
you know, what's crazy is the prior authorization is literally a letter from my doctor that essentially says, yes, they need this medication. So they get the prescription from my doctor, like, well, we need to hear from your doctor. And then the doctor writes a note that says, this guy needs it. Oh, it's a letter from your doctor. Now we'll submit it through.
Oh my god.
And you would think this would be the end of the story.
Oh no, I would not.
But we've only gone a week into the timeline of me. Because
Holy
remember, this
shit.
is still back in September.
Yeah, this is months ago.
So I get the prior authorization. It goes through. And you know what my insurance says?
That looks like a fake authorization if I've ever seen one.
That's pretty much what happened. And I've never understood that in my life, where I've never even heard that. And what they did was they didn't straight up say no. It was like,
Well, are you sure you don't need another medication? How about one of these that we do cover?
and I'm like, are you my doctor? Are you writing prescriptions? Are you doing the prescribing thing? You medical professional? No, they're
We
not.
could be.
No.
Meanwhile, they've got the euthanasia needle behind their back, like, no, but we can still help you.
Yeah.
They called their vet friend, and he's like, I could get rid of him. I'll fix your ADHD. Don't you even worry about
We
it.
don't need pre-authorization for this.
You'll never be distracted again. Oh, you'll be so focused when I'm done with you. And so what came about is it wasn't even after the insurance, because the prior authorization finally went through, whatever, after a long fight with that took another week. So I went back to CVS and I'm like, can you please order this now? And then they didn't even try to order it. After all of that, with the prior authorization, with the talking to my doctor, with getting insurance sorted out, all of that, they just said our supplier refuses to buy this medication because there aren't enough people getting prescribed this medication. And I've never heard a more insane sentence in my life.
Look, you have to really have a common ailment. If you have an uncommon ailment, then you're just on your own.
What, do you want them to just eat that overhead so that you can get
Go
the
make it
medicine you
yourself,
need to function?
You alien bitch.
What do you think this is?
Because what that means is, like, with any, and I get it, it's a new medication. Like, of course there aren't going to be many people. It's new, but do just hundreds of people have to have this fight with a pharmacy to get a medicine that their doctor says that they need? Or like and yes is the answer. Yes is the actual answer.
Of course.
And it was the most absurd thing. So obviously I couldn't deal with this wait. I got my doctor to write me another prescription for my previous prescription of Adderall. This mystery thing that was a Star's just had to be shoved off to the side. Like, it just had to wait. And so, because I was busy making space and I was like, holy shit, I need medication for this. It's just like, I can't function at this point in my life and I want to try this new thing. So it goes by, and every once in a while I'll check in with it and it won't happen. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. And I talked to my doctor and I figure it's been 6 months, right? It's been 6 months. Space is almost done. I finally have a chance where I can get to a point where I can address this other issue in my life, and I can try a new medication that'll hopefully be more beneficial to me. All seems good. My doctor's like, sure, you got it, buddy. Let's try it again. Here we go again with this test prescription, yada, yada, all that stuff. I send it to CVS and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's try this again. They ordered it. I call up. Did it come in?
No.
Do you know why?
No.
And I'm like, okay, is it a prior authorization thing? And they go, oh, yeah, that's the thing. And I'm like,
But if you have a prior authorization,
I love to imagine that the fucking vet tech, the CVS person, and my like needs more mud guy from the Drowned Man are all the same person. That's just needs more pre-authorization.
needs more mud, need more people. More people need to need this before you can have it. You need to get your friends together in a group.
God.
And so I go through the whole thing because I've been through it before. I get the prior authorizations because my insurance magically forgot. I didn't even mention that. My insurance needs a new prior authorization because I guess the old one expired. They forgot. Her memory just slips right out their ears.
if you want to use an old prior authorization, you actually need a prior authorization.
Exactly.
Which is an entirely different process. So you gotta get the right paperwork. That's obvious mistake.
Thank God these industries are here to help us and not just to make money for themselves.
I know,
Oh,
right?
Sure.
So I get all that done and I'm like, okay, all my ducks are in a row. This should work out. Can you order the medication again? They went, yep. All right. We got all our ducks lined up. This will be fine. 2 days pass. I call.
And they ordered it.
Oh, they ordered it. All right. I call. I asked, did it come in?
No.
Do you know why? No. So
Do you at least have the other prescription at this point, or are you like completely like off of medicine?
I have the other one. I have it at the point because I
Thank God,
literally
okay.
got extra because I was like, all right, I'm ready for this to be terrible. And so what I eventually, because I talked with them further and I called customer service on my own and I said, what is the problem? And it was again a situation where the supplier of CVS was not ordering it. They did not order it again, but they didn't say this time that it wasn't because there was enough. They just said no. And I called up people on the phone and I said, like, why would this happen? And I got answers like, oh, okay, maybe there's a supply issue. Maybe now it's new, but it's popular. So they literally can't get it. And so I'm like, okay, that's valid. You know what I'll do? I'll call the people that make the drug because they have a customer service line. And so I call them up and I say like, hey, I'm out in California. Is there any reason why CVS wouldn't be able to get that? And the guy from the company that makes the drug said,
I've never heard of that before.
Mm.
We have plenty of inventory. CVS has bought it before. We don't know why they would refuse to order it.
And I'm like, the plot thickens. What?
Oh my god, I figured it out.
Yeah.
I know why.
Why?
I'm gonna go ahead and make my guess.
Okay.
The person on the phone that you keep calling, it's like, no, is a big fan of your hospital content and really just wants to see more hospital videos on your channel. So they're denying you your medicine in hopes of getting that sweet content they love.
And you know what? They got it, but not because of this. I cannot legally say that I went to the hospital because of this situation, because I did not. And no one, CVS, do not sue me. Don't sue me. Like, because I'm not saying that's the situation. It just so happens that the morning I tweeted at CVS, because at this point I had exhausted every possible option. I had no other recourse. I did not want to go publicly with this because it's a private thing. It's my medication. It's like all this stuff that I'm taking care of. And yet I was like, there's no other way. How else would I do it? I've talked to their customer. So I tweeted them, and then like they respond, of course, because all these other people that follow me are like, this is fucked up. And it is fucked up. And then so many people respond to me like, yeah, this is fucked up. Oh, I didn't even mention, because after I called the manufacturer, I go to my app where I can see my prescriptions, and my prescription has disappeared.
Ooh.
Literally, I go into my app and I look at it, and like you can see like your pending prescriptions. And even before in this situation, I look in the app, my prescription is just gone.
Well, you can't get that one, so you don't need it.
It literally, you can't get it, so you don't need it. And so I go to the hospital, like they eventually call me back the following week, yada yada. The hospital is completely unrelated, but I finally get someone on the phone, and they say,
Oh, okay, I don't know why that CVS can't order it, but there's a CVS 20 minutes away that has it in stock right now.
and I'm like,
What the fuck?
you are joking me. Like, I could not believe that. And I'm like, why does that one CVS have it and this one is incapable? Well, it doesn't make any sense at all. How could that CVS not know that the one next door? Because I've had that with other pharmacies where they're like, oh, we don't have it, but a sister location has it. And I'm like, how did you? I literally called my doctor. They changed the prescription over. They put it in the new pharmacy. The next day, I got the medication.
If you go to GameStop and you try to get a video game and it's not in stock, the person behind the counter immediately is like, well, we don't have it, but it looks like these 4 stores within the area do. You can go to one of these and get it right away. But they won't for medicine!
I know!
Oh, you're dying? Oh, that's too bad. I'm very busy right now. Wish there was something we could do, but it doesn't exist anywhere, apparently.
I like to imagine that person is looking at the screen, and the screen is like, oh, this other, the Walnut Street one has it, and he's just like, that doesn't seem pertinent to this. Oh, well. Yeah, we don't have it. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Can't help you.
So after all that, yeah, I finally got the medication so that I and my doctor can go through this medication and figure out if it's right for me.
All right, so you're sure that this is an actual CVS you were going to originally, right? It's not like one of those like where there's a neon sign and the words fake are like burned out, the lights aren't glowing.
Yeah, honestly, I really hope so, and I really think so. But I've seen that before with like, you got like an AT&T, but it says AT&T and in tiny letters, authorized reseller, like itty bitty letters, and they're not AT&T, and it doesn't make any sense how that's possible. But I'm pretty sure.
What if this new medicine is a meta treatment, and it is an effort by a pharmaceutical company to sell you nothing? There is no drug. What happens if you get this new prescription from your doctor?
Oh my god!
And this whole thing is just a whole scam to give you something to hyperfixate on, and that does something to your brain that fixes your ADD. And you've got this thing, and you're like, God, I'm just trying to get there. And you're calling CVS, and you're calling the thing, and they're like, oh, we got plenty of it. I don't know. And CVS is like, no, I don't know why we don't have it. I don't know. And she's like, it'd be so easy to fix that, doesn't it? Oh, geez, sorry. And it's just for months and months, you go through withdrawal, and then you're off of your other medicines, and then you're just waiting for this one, and it never comes.
Right, yeah, it is.
And that's the treatment.
Or it's like one of those authentic Italian restaurants, like the SNL skit. You go in, like you eat the pizza, then you find out it's like from Domino's or something. Like your insurance company steps out, they're like, see, you're able to focus on this. Seems like you're fine after all. You don't need any medicine.
Looks like somebody never had ADD, huh?
It's a Chris Hansen, like, why don't you have a seat over there? Why don't you have a seat? Here's a Rubik's Cube. Well, I know you can solve it. Come on, solve it. It's just like, no, but it's hilarious because like all this trouble to get a medication, and I don't know, it was like what do they call it? It's like the Swiss cheese of failure. You know, it's like the insurance, the pharmacy, like the supplier, like all these people just like kept like not taking literally the tiniest extra step to help me out. Like no one did that. No one. The manufacturer, when I called them, was infinitely more helpful than any of these people were, just by the sheer like element of them going like, I've never heard of that problem before, which made me realize I wasn't crazy.
Well, profit's in the job description, Mark, not caring.
Right.
Caring's not part of it.
Right, absolutely, yeah. So
why would they go out of their way to see if the store 10 minutes down the road might be able to help you? Ugh, just die already so you can quit calling them.
It's called health industry, not health care. Oh, wait.
The long story short, I got my medication, and so far so good. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, I'm glad it took a year to get it, but now that you got it, it's helpful.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean,
turns out you might have needed it after all. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, thanks, guys. Thank you all so much. It was great. Well worth it. But yeah, no, I have it now, and I'm good, and it's all good.
And by the way, they're discontinuing the medication because not enough people were able to get it in the last year.
Oh, God.
Not enough people.
It turns out nobody could access this medicine that was readily available, so they're discontinuing it.
God, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at this point.
You finally get it. It's like, oh, that's our last thing. We're sold out and we're never getting it again.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be surprised because like maybe that is how people squash out the competition or something like that. I hate to be conspiracy theory about it, but man, it was a lot of trouble getting this one thing. But it is what it is. And that's the end of my story.
God, that's a banger. Jeez.
That was a longer rant.
All right. Well, good story. I'm going to give you 8 points, one for every month you couldn't get your medicine.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I did not expect to rant that long, but yeah, this has been bubbling inside me for quite a while.
Oh, that's good. Bubbling is how we get views on this show. The rage and pain we endure.
People are here for the frothing, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
We need more interactions with appliances and healthcare industry because, man, those do great for business.
It's literally the Wade mentality, but in life. You go up to corporations and they give you bad treatment. You're like, ooh, give me another. I need the content.
Oh, don't give my dog the medicine she needs again, please. I need the views.
Shit.
Oh, boy.
All right. Again, good story. Good story.
Thank
8
you,
points,
thank
one for every
you.
month you didn't get it.
Thank you.
Bob, we got some fridge news. I'm frothing at the
Oh,
hips.
God.
The lips.
Come on.
From the hips to the lips. Where are you from?
Listen.
I'm frothing somewhere.
Right. Well, so I did think of a couple stories, but they're nowhere near the scope or hilarity that Marks have to offer.
And now you know how he felt during your fridge episode.
Oh, no.
I mean, you guys, we didn't even go into that pretending like everyone was going to talk. We started that, and Mark was like, Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, we knew. We could tell when we got into the call with you that we had a golden opportunity.
Oh, no.
I'm
Don't.
thinking about it. I'm getting mad.
Don't oversell it. It's good. This episode of Distractible is sponsored by Peloton. Every part of you is better for working out, but I know it's so hard to just get motivated and get going.
It's so early. I'm so tired.
2 p.m. rolls around and I'm like, get out of bed. Ugh.
Like, I know you guys, you want to go to a workout class, you want to go out in the park, you want to go to the gym or something, you want to go to a kickball club or something like
I
that.
just want to stay home and do it at home.
Well, have I got the solution for you?
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you about it.
Wait, no, but you have to tell me.
No. Look, you
Mark.
wouldn't even understand what Peloton is all about.
He said it.
Peloton.
Peloton.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, Mark.
No.
Find
This
it?
is glorious, Mark.
No.
Peloton has a team of world-class instructors ready to motivate you 24/7.
No.
They're highly trained fitness professionals with all kinds of different fitness levels too.
Well, I mean, but it's not like they're live or anything, so you probably only got to like show up at a certain
So
time.
even
like-
if I roll out of bed at 2 p.m., I could find someone like in the middle of the day that could help?
There's all kinds of stuff, and it's always there.
you would feel so lonely. It's not like people around you can see your performance versus theirs, and you can kind of compete.
There's a leaderboard. You can see how you're doing compared to other people taking your class. It's like you're in it together.
The setup, Oh, complicated. Your brain wouldn't be able to handle it. You might as well just give up before you even start.
I do understand it.
Bob.
And anyone could.
Bob, please.
Right now, it's even better than ever to try out Peloton because the Peloton Bike Plus is $500 less. The best price yet. Plus, it comes with free delivery and setup.
No!
Oh my God.
There are more game-changing prices available on the Peloton Bike and Peloton Tread.
Bob, no!
All you have to do is visit onepeloton.com to learn more.
I don't know why we're screaming, but I'm going to go buy one.
Really fucking hope Mandy's not on a work call right now. I have 2 stories, both about and involving my wife, and I'm going to call my segment collectively The Luck of the Mandy.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Yeah, I'll give you a point for the title right off the bat.
All right. Well, one of them relates pretty, not super close, but it relates to yours, Mark.
Yeah.
One of them is healthcare related. Because goddamn nightmare.
Yes, fuel it, feel it.
In where we live in California, I won't say the company's name, but it's a very large healthcare provider network type thing, and it rhymes with Skyzer Gerbagente.
I think that might be an yerba mate dealer of some kind.
Yeah, no,
Some kind of kombucha.
bro. Kombucha?
Yeah, bruh.
Oh, bro. The other day I had this ginger hemp kombucha. Didn't have any THC or CBD or anything, but I was just buzzing on how delicious it was.
You do
real body buzz.
I don't know if you do that better now that you live in California, but it really feels like it's evolving.
I don't live in that part of California. Well, I kind of live in that part of California. That's kind of a SoCal accent, isn't it?
I don't hear that around here. What are you doing? The only person who talks like that is Evan, and he's not from
Mark,
here.
what are you even doing here?
Kombucha?
You just get on Sunset and head west.
I'm so shocked that
You
bit
drive into
lives
the
in your
ocean.
heart for so many years
love
now.
the Californian I rewatch them.
Me too.
I love the California sketches from SNL. I love them.
Me too.
Anyway, yes. So Mandy, recently, it's not the multi-month saga that you had, but recently Mandy had a checkup sort of thing with her doctor, and as happens, we're not 18-year-olds anymore, so they're like, oh, we wanted to do some tests, right? Draw some blood or pee in a cup or whatever to test for normal stuff, bodily functions, cholesterol, whatever. And so she had a check-in with her doctor, and the doctor was like, okay, yeah. I'll get some tests or whatever. And the way that works is the doctor just schedules it, and you just show up at the lab, and they just draw your blood or give you a cup or whatever test it is. I don't know what other ones there are. Maybe there's a bag you poop into sometimes. I'm not sure. You do it, and then you go in, and it's really quick. If you have a scheduled appointment, you can be in and out of the lab in 20 minutes. It's really convenient, kind of. It's supposed to be. So Manny got this thing set up and went over there and just walked up and was like, hey, here's my ID or whatever. I'm here. I have an appointment. And the guy behind the counter was like, okay. Sure, Amanda, sure. And he gave her some stuff and didn't explain anything. Didn't tell her anything, just gave her some stuff and was like, they'll call you in. And she was like, cool, sweet, perfect. And she sat there for a minute. And eventually they called her in and they drew some blood and took a minute. And then she just went home and didn't think another thing about it until a day or two later, the results come in and she sort of looks and is like, this doesn't seem like the test that we had talked about. They did some random test on her
What?
for a thing she doesn't have.
What?
They did a kidney function test. She does not have any kidney issues. She does not have any diseases that have related, kidney problems. It's not a thing she needed.
Oh, they found our vet. She's dying of kidney failure.
And she looked and was kind of like, I don't think that's right. That's the doctor said we were doing these other whatever tests. And so she sort of looked and thought to herself maybe they just didn't have it, whatever. I'll just make another appointment and I'll just do it again. That sucks. That's a pain in the butt because it's 2 trips to the doctor in the same. It's annoying, right?
Yeah.
It's a hassle.
Oh, yeah.
But that happens sometimes. People make mistakes. And so she goes online and the app is like, yeah, you can make an appointment. Just tell us what you want for the appointment and pick a date and time. Perfect. And she made it for the next day and went in. And the guy was like, you don't have an appointment. you can't do that. And she was like, I do have an appointment. I made it.
You can't do that.
You guys sent me an email about it and everything. And the guy was like, you can't make that on your own. Your doctor has to make that appointment. And she was like, I can make this appointment. It specifically said you don't need your doctor to make this appointment on your website. And the guy was like, So Manny like calls the doctor and is like, just help, like, and the doctor looked and was like, oh yeah, that's not the right one. I'll schedule the right one. Right. And so she leaves without having done any testing.
Oh.
And then later that day, the doctor sends her a message and is like, you should have an appointment. Look. And she's like, okay, I can go back again for a third time this afternoon and do it. And she goes and checks in, gives them her info. The guy gives her whatever, some stuff to bring, and they call her back, and she comes back home and waits and sees the results, and they did the same incorrect test that they did the first time. They did another like repeat test of a thing she doesn't need, and they didn't do what she was supposed to be getting.
Well, Mandy, we're glad to say the hair transplant was a success. But I was here for a heart transplant. Oh, well, you've got lots of hair now.
And so, like, like that, it happens again. It's just fucking, at this point, it's like livid, right? It's like this. Who is fucking up here? You can't even tell who's making a mistake. You can't tell if the people at the lab are making a mistake, if the doctor is not doing what they're saying, if there's some miscommunication, because the doctor doesn't do that shit, right? They're like assistant, or I don't know, their nurse, whoever schedules things for the doctor.
Yeah.
They probably handled that. Gah! So finally, more conversations with the doctor, and the doctor is kind of like, oh, what the fuck? I don't know. Let's schedule an appointment and we'll like handle it in my office.
Third time's the charm, they say.
Fourth time.
4 times the charm, they say.
And so the new appointment is made. Mandy sees it pop up to like go and see the doctor in the doctor's office. And this is like the following week, right? All this happens in the middle of a week, and then it's like, okay, well, I have an appointment on Monday now to go fucking see. Okay, fine. And on like over the weekend, I think, maybe on Friday, maybe over the weekend, someone from the doctor's office calls and is like, you can't have an appointment with your doctor. What's the appointment for? And Manny is like, it's because I just fucking given you blood, and I don't know what you do with it, and I just keep giving you blood, and the doctor said to have this appointment, and the person on the phone is like,
oh, you can't have you're supposed to have a phone appointment before you see the doctor in person to talk to them and blah.
And Manny is like, I'm fucking going to be there on Monday at the time you said. So figure out how that's going to work then. And the person is like trying to get a phone appointment. What the result was, they called back and are like, all right, we have a phone appointment. It's at like 3 p.m. on Monday. And Manny's like, my appointment is at 3 on Monday. I'm busy then. And they just were like, oh, we'll figure it out, I guess. Never called back. Mandy went to the doctor and just showed up, and the people at the doctor's office were like, did you know you're supposed to have an appointment? And she was like, fucking, I heard about that. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that. And eventually, it all gets sorted out, and it turns out she's fine. So
good.
Hooray.
Would suck if she wasn't, because she wouldn't have gotten to it.
Did they ever do the right test, or was the doctor just like, well, you're still alive, so you're probably fine?
I don't know. And she kept like being like, help me, please. And I kept not really being very helpful because I kept calling her, and then,
Were you the one that worked at the office? You're like, try calling the phone or something. You have a phone appointment.
I kept calling the office and be like, this is her husband. Can you cancel that? She can't make that appointment. Like, I don't know why that happened.
Hey, don't worry. We get husbands calling all the time to cancel life-saving appointments. Oh, we got you covered, wink. And then hang up.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it would have been better or worse if if it had been a situation where the doctor was like, ooh, this is kind of serious. We should get some tests. Or what it really was is it was literally just like, hey, we should do like your annual thing. It's not a big deal. It won't be an enormous pain in your ass for like an entire week. It's like 20 minutes.
You got an ear infection? Better do an enema. Let me do an emergency enema real quick.
God, kinda.
We'll fix it.
You're ever at the doctor and you just hear someone outside unzipping a bag full of vials and syringes, and the guy goes, yeah, I can take care of them. I'll get rid of them. It's bad sign.
Don't worry, Tony. I got this. I mean, Dr. Tony. I got this one.
Yeah. It's either cannibal or vampires. Like, you come in, sit in the chair, just give your blood. We'll run testing.
There's like the head doctor bathing in blood, trying for eternal life.
They bring in the blood vial rack. It's like 8 by 20 vials, and they just slam it on the counter. All right, what arm's best? And they fill up every single vial.
That would be a red flag. Bright red.
Yeah.
But I feel like anyone who's listening to this who lives in America, maybe all of the world, but I know especially in our country, it's not surprising. You probably have had your own hellish nightmare experiences, possibly way worse than anything we've talked about, because maybe you had a life-threatening thing that people treated the way they treated Mark's luckily not life-saving medication. You probably would have lived another 6 to 8 months without whatever this is, right?
Of course.
But I feel like this is another cliche maybe, but another place that this happens, and the other part of my story is restaurants. So Mandy, her birthday is on Christmas Eve. Her birthday is on December 24th, which is kind of cool because it means that like the family tends to be together, which is fun. It's not like it's in the middle of like, school year or something where it's hard to travel. People tend to get together in our families for Christmas. So everyone's kind of together. It's kind of sad because it means her birthday gets kind of consumed by Christmas. But so the tradition to celebrate Mandy's birthday is on December 24th. Mandy's birthday is like a big lunch. Because a lot of times in the evening, it's like Christmas Eve dinners kind of a thing. Her family used to go sing at church because her mom is a vocalist and like a professional singer in a choir, and everyone would kind of go, and it was a really fun tradition actually. But so Mandy's thing was lunch on Christmas Eve, and for like a long time, most of her life, I think, Mandy's favorite restaurant to do that at was Buca di Beppo. It's an Italian family-style restaurant. You order, and the portions are for like 3 to 4 or like 6 to 8 people. There's like huge plates of pasta and stuff. It's fun, right? You go with a group, you go with a big family group, order a bunch of stuff, and everyone has a little scoop of everything. And it's like a good family party restaurant. It's actually where we went for dinner on New Year's Eve, the night that we got engaged. Yes, Mandy to marry me, and then we had a really nice dinner at the restaurant that I'm about to tell the story about. But so Christmas Eve clearly is also kind of a busy day. It's kind of weird, but like restaurants tend to be pretty busy, right? Some people maybe aren't celebrating Christmas, so they're going out just to have fun and, have a little celebration of their own. Some people don't want to cook on Christmas Eve, but because they cook on the next day, whatever. So restaurants tend to be pretty busy. Buco is usually pretty busy, but we made a reservation because we're planners. We planned. We're ready. Made a reservation. So I don't remember the time, but I think we had a reservation for lunch at like 1 o'clock.
Perfectly normal.
And we have a pretty big group, and it's like a lot of people, right? Grandma is there, all the siblings are there. My parents, I think, drove down into town, so it's like both Mandy's parents and my parents. We had like maybe almost a dozen people. Aunt Sue was there. We had like almost a dozen people in our group, big table, and we had a reservation. So we were like, you show up at the time, they see you at the table, right?
In theory.
Sure. So we show up a little early. We show up maybe 12:30, 12:45, a little bit early, check in, and the hostess is like, great, party of whatever, you guys just go have a seat. We'll get your table ready. Like, cool. And we're sitting there, and time starts to pass a little bit, and we have a big group. They don't have like a small lobby, but it's not enough where everyone can like sit and chill. We're kind of all crowded, standing, that awkward like crowd in, get out of the way. There's a bunch of people around. It's pre-pandemic, so everyone's just mingling and wedging together.
Yeah.
We're not awkwardly standing all in one clump, just like any second now we'll be seated. So this is okay. And like it turns over to 1 o'clock, and then it turns over to like 1:15, and it turns over to like 1:30. And at different points, you play this game of, you don't want to be a pest, but at different points as time is passing, you kind of go, it was me or Mandy's dad went up and was like, hey, we sitting down soon? We still got a table? And they're like, oh yeah, we're getting it ready. And it just kept passing. I just may be an exaggeration, but I don't remember
building the table. They're sanding it down and staining it.
I don't know how much time has passed, but eventually we'll reach a point where, it's like 1:45 or something. We reach the point where all of us are kind of like, this is not cool. This is not really acceptable. Why did we make a reservation? We would have waited this long if we just walked in anyway. And they have, on special holidays, this place has a thing where you can only have your table for a set amount of time, right? And you're only supposed to use the table for like a couple hours. There's a limit. And so Mandy's dad did the talking on this interaction, but I went up with him because I was curious. He's like, hey, is our table okay? Is there a problem? Like, we're just trying to celebrate my daughter's birthday, like, what's going on? And the lady is like, your table's occupied. There's people at it, so we can't seat you. And he was kind of like, well, that's time limit, right? Aren't they over their time limit then? Like, clearly you didn't overbook this table. That'd be stupid. So they're over time. And she's like, yeah, they're way over their time limit. And so we're kind of like, okay, so kick them out, right? Like, tell them their time is up. They have to leave. And she's like, oh, no, well, we don't do that. The time limit, we can't like enforce that. That's just the rules. And we're like, okay, well, so our time starts when we sit down, right? Because now we've given up almost half of our time to some other group who's just bogarting this table and ignoring your rules, and you're not doing anything about it. And she was like, no, well, we have a reservation scheduled after you. So you have to be out by 3 or whatever. You have to be out by the time.
You got 20 minutes to sit down and eat and order and everything.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. And this is the point where I was pretty mad. But Manny's dad, he's a teacher. And anyone who's a teacher has this ability to like turn on that mode where you get like really scary and really like intimidating, but in a totally nice and calm way.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works, but he goes into this mode because he's livid. He's like, that's not acceptable. Like, what you're doing right now, this is rude to us. There's no way. This is a fucking huge restaurant. Like, you could seat 500 people in a book. I don't know. But they're very large restaurants. They're made for family styles. You could seat us at another table. You could tell this other group there's people waiting for this. There's a lot of things that you should be doing because we made a reservation and right now you're ruining our whole plan and then telling us that there's nothing we can do about it and we get an hour to eat food at this place. That's not acceptable. And normally when he does that, he doesn't do it a lot, but when he does that, whoever he's talking to, it kind of like stiffens up like a school, like a high schooler, right? When the teacher is scolded, they like, and they're like, oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. This lady did not like it. She was not having that. And she looks right back at him and is like, I'm doing my job. You're telling me how to do my job right now? You'll get a table when you get a table.
Oof.
And, that's understandable if she was stressed. I have no idea what's going on with this person, but that's not really a polite way to deal with this situation where we're kind of annoyed and they're not really doing anything to help or fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's Christmas Eve and we're sort of, tight on time. We got other stuff after the lunch that we're going to need to get to. And so Maddie's dad is like, I would like to talk to your manager, please. I don't think that's not okay. I don't like you talking to me like that. And she was like, I am the manager. And you need to stop talking. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was fucking rude. Like it went from
the Senate.
It went from being unhelpful to her being like, you need to shut up. I'm busy. We will deal with you when we get to it and all this. And this is one of the only times in my entire life, whatever she said, all the things she said, I looked at her and Eddie's dad stood there and looked at her and we just turned and gathered the group and walked out. It was inexplicable.
Yeah, I'm all for like supporting like waiters and wait staff. Anyone in customer service is like usually 9 times out of 10 like they're justified with rude customers.
Sure.
This is Mandy's dad, right?
Yes.
I have met this man before, I believe.
You have?
Many,
true, yes.
like on a few occasions, maybe. At least at the wedding, definitely. This is not what you would depict a Karen to be. Like,
no,
I'm
no.
100% positive that you and the group and the family you're in were perfectly reasonable. And I have been in situations where it's been like 45 minutes over a reservation. We've been there with like PAX and we've been in like, I believe Cheesecake Factory. We've done that very thing where we're like waiting for it and it's understandable. And they're very apologetic because like, of course it's crazy. And we on the other side are always just like, we totally get it. We just want to see if we can get an estimate or something like that. And I'm sure that's what happened. It's just one of those situations that like that, I can totally imagine the collective anger that would occur from that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it reached a point where we were asking for things because we were like, we're just trying to celebrate her birthday. Like, you're running this business. We just want you to like get us a table. But we were never rude or confrontational. I'm deeply uncomfortable with the idea of even acting like that. But like Mandy's dad would never in a million years be like rude and shitty to someone and was definitely not. So I don't know what's going on with this manager, but she's having a bad day or something. But anyway, that was the year when we just walked out and there happened to be a PF Chang's like across the street in the same parking lot sort of thing. We just like drove over and just on a whim we're like, well, we like PF Chang's is good food, like we can try that. And we walked in and they were busy, whatever. They had people, and we'll talk to the guy at the reception, or whatever, that's the desk, and he was like, "Oh, that's a big party. I bet we can make that work." And they were the most accommodating people. They put tables together, and the whole time they're like frantically like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this is taking so long." We're sitting there for like a couple minutes at the most, and they're like, sorry, hang on, we're doing it. You could start sitting at that end of the table. We're just getting to like, they were just the exact opposite of what we had experienced at the Italian place.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't like that saved it, but that would have been a really disappointing, ruined birthday.
Yeah.
And a sour taste on what was supposed to be like a fun family holiday. So P.F. Chang saved it, but that like ruined a restaurant that had been Mandy's favorite and a family tradition for most of her life forever. Soured forever.
It's amazing how someone in customer service that really just doesn't care can ruin something for you. And I get it. I've worked customer service. I've worked in the medical industry. I know how it is to be on both of those, and it sucks. But whenever you get a job where you're dealing with people, one of the first things that I think you're usually asked or should be asked is, how do you handle talking to people? And it's like, if you can't do a customer service job, then don't get a customer service job. It sucks. I get it. But that's the job. That is the job.
It does suck.
Yeah.
Customer service jobs are really hard.
I think we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember working with eyes when I had to deal with insurance companies, doctors, patients, and you have doctors that care, and you have doctors that assembly line, and you have doctors that only care to stroke their own ego and make a big name for themselves. You have to deal with all those personalities, and it sucks. And customer service, whether you're working a register or waiting tables or whatever else have you, you deal with nice people, you deal with assholes. It sucks, and you have your own stuff in life that's going on, but the job is to put on that smile and get through the day and then vent about it later. You have to get through it.
I worked at Micro Center. I worked not only cashier, but I worked the return counter.
Ooh.
And you will never meet a more schmarmy, know-it-all crowd than the return crowd at a computer peripheral store, like computer parts. This I'm like, I don't care. Just put the box. Is it in the box? Give me the box. Give me a receipt. Like, you don't have a receipt? Is it in the system? I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. I could just, anyway.
Yeah, it's rough because it's not a great time. I mean, the last couple of years, as much as ever, probably more than ever, not a great time to be in like a food service, customer service type industry. And it's shitty. People have been even worse than usual, or it's been more publicized anyway. But like, whenever I was in those jobs, I at least was like, if it's this bad for me, they don't know, but I don't have to make it bad for them.
Yeah.
Which, it's not that hard to just not be like shitty to a person.
Yeah.
You don't have to be particularly nice.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do what they want you to do if you can, and then not be shitty.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it
I
doesn't seem
think
that
given
hard.
that we all are in those positions, we do know the difference between someone who is actually just trying to get through that job and someone who's just like really not helping their own situation in that job.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going through a really rough breakup and I still had to work, and it's like I was in immense pain, didn't want to be there, didn't want to look at a person, just wanted to sit and cry and whatever. But it's like someone comes in, you don't know what they're going through either, so you put on the brave face, you get through your shift, and that's just that is the job, and you have to tough through it. So this lady with Ginger, who what'd you want again? Let me put you on hold. After I was waiting for 40 minutes, and like that ruined my entire day. I was livid, and it literally has ruined that. I will never go to that. Like, that person has ruined business. I will never go through them again.
Was PetSmart? Petco? Smart.
I don't know if I want to publicly throw them
call
out there.
them
'Cause I don't
out.
think it's all of them.
Do it.
It's just this one in particular.
No, that's fair.
Because there's good people that work in places that are overall shitty. Like, people end up all over the place. You can find like a independent vet that sucks. You can find independent vets that are awesome. And you can find like corporate ones that have great people that work there, and corporate ones that are full of people that are just literally there to collect their paycheck and leave. So everything is on a case by case basis. But that experience has completely ruined that for me. I'm done with them. All right. Anywho, enough of our bitching and complaining. If you guys have stories, don't go specific, obviously. We don't want you all doxing yourselves out there. But if you want to let us know about experiences you've had on the subreddit, by all means, please do. Tallying it up, Bob, I think I'm giving you 3 points for your Mandy story, another point for your restaurant story. That's 4. You were already at 5. That brings you to 9.
Okay, I see where this is going. Wait, I see the math. But listen. listen.
Uh-huh.
If you make Bob the winner, you would make me the loser, thereby making me the Wade of the episode. And therefore you would confirm the loser status that is Wade. And conversely, if you make me lose, you will have screwed me over. Therefore, you would encompass the topic of the episode. And therefore I would be the most screwed of the episode in the episode where the screwing is of the episode. So it's double undercover.
Wait, I'm self-assured enough that if Mark needs this win to feel like a man, that's okay. It's up to you. Use your discretion.
Well, guys, it's out of my hands at this point. The points are out there. Bob, you have 9 points. Mark, you earned 12 points. However, you lost 6 at the very beginning, bringing your total to 6 points.
Ha! Got him!
So you played yourself.
Wow.
You really did. You adopted the Wade strategy, and it did not pan out.
You literally asked me to remove 4 more points from you, I believe, at one point, and those 4 points made the difference in the win.
Hit me again.
Oh, that's meaningless now.
Hit me.
No, because right now our point total is 6 and 9, and that's just too nice to mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you earned a lot of points for your medicine fiasco. Those 8 points were a lot, just not quite enough to overcome your Wadeness. But I did hit you, and I hope it felt good.
No.
You want to give a loser speech, Mark? You want to talk about how good it feels?
No. I'm fine.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Tell you what, I've got your win right here, Mark. I ordered it. It just hasn't come in. Try calling back tomorrow. Maybe I'll have it.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke. I can live with that one.
Bob, you have a victory speech?
Fine, I just dropped a thing right on my keyboard, but it's fine. It didn't spill, so we're good. Yeah, I feel like Mark's story was definitely better than my stories, and I acknowledge that, but you got to play the game to win the game, and I just really, we worked together as a team today. I gotta thank God for being on our side, and the coaches really had a good strategy, and we just executed, and then he came away with the win.
Yeah, well done. And to be fair, Mark did earn a lot of points for his story. 12 points overall between his title and story, and
that's way more than I earned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you earned 1 for your title. You had 4 points already from earlier, the small talk, I think it was. Then you got another 6 between your stories and titles there. So yeah, blew you out of the water there. But unfortunately for Mark, that early strategy did not pay off, Cotton.
A real come from the front loss, if ever there was one.
Snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
No, you were behind the whole time because you lost the points up front.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Up front and personal with my loss, just the way I like
You
it.
came right out of the front. Or you
I came.
You
right
came
on.
all over the front.
All right, I can accept that.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. If you haven't already, check out all of our individual channels. Markiplier, MySkirm, Lord Minion 777 or Minion 777, depending on where you're looking. What else should we plug? Merch, store.distractablepodcast.com. We were all on a cool thing on Mark's channel that came out a little while ago now. In Space with Markiplier, part 1 and part 2. You should watch that if you haven't.
There's a music video segment you should definitely find.
Mm-hmm.
There's a...
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess at this point it's been out for a while. There's a few of them. Find them all.
Yeah, find them.
They're all good.
Do it.
Any other plugs? Anything else we want to talk about?
No, man.
Am I forgetting
Subscribe to
anything?
this podcast.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you next week whenever Bob's going to host probably a repeat topic. Until then, podcast out.
Why you gotta be mean to Bob? He won.
I'm sorry.
I won.
Yeah. Well, I didn't take any points away from him, so I had to take away something. I just had to take his dignity.
You don't gotta be mean when you're hosting.
Your points, his dignity. What do you? I decide the rules. I'm the host for until now that we're leaving. Podcast out ×2.